Hello and welcome. This is part 5 of how to make a level editor in Godot. So what we're going to do in this one is save and load. I'm going to show you how the project will look once we're at the end of it. Okay, let's do that one. Let's do that one. We're going to just make a tiny little platform. What would be really nice is to have auto tiling, make it a lot quicker. And let's just put in a creature and a slime. And I will press Ctrl S or go to our little save thing. Let's go YouTube test and then save that. Now I can close this down, load the project back up. As you can see, it's empty. We press Ctrl L, go to YouTube test, and there we go. So let's see what happens if we go to. So that's something I did earlier. So as you can see, it works. It's alright, and it can be greatly expanded upon. This is probably the most simple way of doing it, not the best way of doing it, but it's just basically an introduction on how we're going to do it. So let's go into it. So we're going to be using Ctrl S and Ctrl L, so that means we're going to go to our project. We want to put in the input map and we want to go to load. And we're also going to save. In load, we want that to be Ctrl L. It can be whatever you want it to be, but something that you remember. And then we could go to Ctrl S for save. Just turn this down a little bit. In fact, let's turn that off. Close that. So let me just make sure that we want to do a folder. And we can call this saved levels. So now that's where our save levels will go. And now what we're going to do is, I wanted to show you something as well, which is pretty cool, I think, and also quite handy. So I want you to go to your item select, go to your scene, and then you'll notice that your tab control, how I was doing it previously, if I were to edit creatures, I was dragging it up, and it was a really ugly way of doing it. You don't need to do that. You can just click this. As you can see, it'll go through the tabs for you. And I'm going to just put this to the left, because I think that looks a little bit better. So yeah, I thought that would be nice to know. Let's go back into the main project though. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go on to item select, and make sure it's strange, but on item select you have to press right click, add child node, file dialog, show that, drag this here, resize it, and this is just basically letting the user know that hey, once you press play, this will disappear instantly, as you can see. Now also you'll notice, you can't see it right now, but if you press play and pop up, this won't be shown. It's really weird, I don't know why it wouldn't do, so we're going to sort that out now. So what I want you to do is go to your dialog, right click it and attach a script, create a script, remove all this stuff. I'm going to go to the dialog box and go func refresh self dot draw func draw set code the res. So this is basically saying, hey, once we load or save a file, go to like the main directory, which is this one here. You can save that. That is now finished, so I want to use that again. So what we need to do now is, it would be really cool if we could press Ctrl S and Ctrl L to actually show. But what I'm going to do before that is I'm going to set some stuff up to, so when you press OK, if you have a tile or a creature enabled, you press OK and it'll put a creature there. So we don't want that. We want to like put a flag to say, hey, don't do that. So we'll do that now. So where's the global? And in here I'm going to say var file system. In fact, let's just make sure it's right. File system shown equals false by default, obviously. So now I'm going to say, hey, is the file system true? Then don't let me move the camera around. Don't let me place things. Don't let me interact with the scene. I want to just focus on the file system. So let's check the next list. Yeah. And another thing we need to do as well, which will be pretty handy, is if we go to the files, go to the inspector, go to your filters. Now this is just a way of filtering the files that we can see. We don't want to see all these scripts and all this other stuff. We want to see scenes only. So that's what we're saving as. So it's star.tscn. Save that, that's cool. Let's go back to the 2D, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the environment editor object, like so, and I'm going to put in the variables at the top. Oops, let me just make sure everything's right. var do save equals false. So this is going to be a flag that if it's true and we press OK in the dialog box, then we're saving. If it's false, then obviously we're loading. It has to be one or the other. It has to be a load or a false. Sorry, a save or a false. Save or a load. I'll get there in the end. So we're going to put in the new pop-up on ready var pop file dialog equals level, actually equals get node root main item select, and lastly it's file dialog. As you can see, that's the directory here. So now we've got the dialog, we can interface with it. So let's go down. We're going to go to this bit. And what I want to do here is I want to stop all this functionality from happening. I don't want you to be able to place objects while the file system is enabled. So we're going to stop that now. We're going to say, hey, if global.files shown, if we're not file system shown, sorry, then we want to say, hey, we can only do this if the file system is not being shown, else we can't do this, which is what we want. So we're going to copy this, and we're going to put this in quite a few places. So we're going to put one here. Oops. And we wouldn't want to put in one here. Obviously we don't want to move the keyboard around when we do this, because obviously if you type S and the file system's shown, then the camera's going to move, which we don't want. Obviously we don't want the mouse movement either, like affecting the camera. Another thing we don't want as well is tab containers a toggle key. So if I said my name's Steve, it would put me in play mode when I'm typing it out, which we don't want. So let's put that here. There, brilliant. Now what would be pretty cool is if we want to actually show the pop-up now. So to do that, we're going to go into the editor object. We're going to go back up to the process, and here we're just going to put in some code. I'm going to say if input dot is action pressed. So the reason I'm using pressed is because if you press Control S, it won't initialize until you let go if you have is action just pressed. So if you press is action pressed, it'll do it instantly. That's what we want. Save. So global file system shown has to be true because we are showing it for the save. Pop up, which is our dialog box window. In fact, delete that, ignore that, sorry about that. Do save equals true. And we want it pop up mode equals 4, which means we're saving pop-up.show, which will show the pop-up. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy this. And I'm going to say load, and you want to change this to 0. So what's happening with the pop-up mode is that is the ID of what that file system would be. So if you can see here, this is our modes. So you'll see that 0, which is here, is load, open a file, and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is save, save. I'm sure there's more of a visual way of doing it, but I just like you working with IDs. So let's just make sure this is actually coming on. So we'll press Control S. Great. Control L. And you'll notice that this is visible now. Had we not put in this script on the file, the dialog, this wouldn't be invisible until you pressed upwards or refresh. So let's remove out here. And as you can see, our filter's working as well. So right now, actually, right now if I press save, nothing's happening. That button doesn't exist in this project, so we probably want to put that in now. In fact, let's do the links for this stuff. So we're going to go to the file dialog box. And what we want to do is we want to go to the node. We're going to go to the confirmed, which is the OK button. And I'm going to put it on the editor object. It's important. Press connect. We're going to go back to a scene again. Whoopsie. Node. And what we want to do is hide here. We're going to click on that one. And what we're going to do for this one is, let me go down to make sure. We're going to say global.file system shown. Well, it's no longer being shown because we just hid it. Equals false. Do save is false. Because if we leave it on for true, there's nowhere. If I press Control L, it'll still think it's being saved. It's only when you press Control S we're turning this flag on. Now, what I need to do is great. Now I want to say, hey, you know, like, is the window title called save? Then do save. But there's no save function right now. So what we can do is we're going to put in the save function. So let's just put it here. Func save level, and we're going to go var to save, and it's going to be a packed scene equals packed scene dot new. So we're just saying, hey, this variable is a packed scene. We want to say tile map dot owner equals level. So you might think, oh, what does owner mean? Well, even though it is a child of the level still doesn't own this child. So if I was to save the level as is, it wouldn't save the tile map. So you'd be, oh, it's a bit weird. I don't understand why it is that way, but it is. So you have to make sure that if you want anything inside the level to be saved, it has to be owner of level. So we know that tile map currently isn't the owner of level, so we need to set it as such. So to save dot pack this level now, and we want to say resource saver dot save, and we're going to say pop up dot current path to save, which is not a lot of code there. Now you might notice something. You think, well, wait a minute, if the tile map needs to have an owner of level, then when we place objects in there, that they won't be saved, and you'd be right. So we're going to sort that out now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and find our processes, and you'll see here when we place it, we want to say new item dot owner equals level. Save that. Now I can go down and I can call this save. So let's see if that works. So we're going to say if pop up. In fact, before I do that, let's just say that and go into it. So how I'm going to do this is if you press Control S, you'll see this window is called Save a File. Now this is set automatically when you set the mode. You could overwrite it, but I'm not going to right now. So I'm just going to look. I'm going to say, hey, is the window Save a File? Then when I click Save, we want to call the Save function. However, if it's Control L, it's Open a File. So when I click, oh, it's not doing anything yet. Well, we'll sort that out in a second. But if I was to press Open, it wouldn't do anything because obviously this doesn't save file. So we want to go here. We want to say if pop up dot window title equals save a file, then we want to say save level. Is that right? Oh, it's double equals. That's quite a rookie mistake. So we could test this. I'm not sure it's going to work first time, but we'll see. So, in fact, let me just check something. Go back. Where's the save? Save level. Vaccine current path. Okay, yeah, let's try. So I'm going to just put in something here just so we can press save. Go to my saves here, and I'm just going to say test. Save, close it down. And as you can see, there's no file in there, so it hasn't worked. So I think I know what the problem is I think we need to go plus dot tcsn. So saved. Let's try it again. And I'm going to just control test save. Okay. And it is. And there it is. It's there. Now it looks offset. The reason that won't matter when you load it back in. It'll be in the right position. I can't tell you why I did the overwrite though, which is a bit worrying. I'll have to look into that. So I'm going to carry on. What we're going to do is now we can save it. We want to be able to load it. So let's put in the load function. Let's put it underneath here. Func say load level. It's going to be a little bit bigger, and I'll have to explain as I'm going through as well what this means. So we're going to go var to load vaccine equals vaccine.new, and I'm going to say to load equals resource loader dot load pop up dot current path. Is that right? Vaccine not available. I'm really confused. Why is that not on? Let me just copy this. Sorry about this. I don't know what I did wrong. Obviously, I've spelt something or miscapitalized, most likely. Sorry about that. So let's continue. Var load and to load equals resource loader dot load pop dot current path. Now we're going to say var this level. So this is going to be the level that replaces. Let me just put this here. Replaces this node here. Equals to load dot instance. So what's happened is we've made a new packed scene. We've loaded the scene into it, and once the scene is loaded into it, we're going to get a node here and instance that scene into this node. So basically, it's just loading the level. However, you'll notice that the level still exists from the previous game, so we need to delete this. So we're going to say get parent dot remove child, and we'll do level because we've connected this. We'll go up, you'll see it here, this is connected. Now what's going to happen is we're going to remove this, but then obviously we've just disconnected. So anytime you remove something, these connections become unconnected, so we'll have to do that. So let's go back to my load. Let's go to level. Oh yeah, once you remove as well, yeah, great, you can remove it, but it still exists in the project, so you need to Q3 it. Level Q3. Now what we can do is get parent, and so we're getting the parent, which is main here. So let's get parent, that's the main, and we're removing the child, which is the level. We can do the same again. We're going to get the parent main, but this time we're going to add a child, and it's going to be this level. A child, this level, and we're going to say now we need to do the connections. So tile map equals get parent dot get node level tile map. That's the one. Now I can say level equals this level. So now we've re-established the level and the tile map. So if you didn't do this, when you loaded a new level and tried to edit it, you wouldn't be able to, which would be a bit annoying. So let's save that. Let's see if we can, oh yeah, first of all, I need to call it before I try to do anything else. So we're saying, hey, is it a save file? Well, no, it won't be if we press Ctrl L, so else, load the file, save that, and hopefully this works. Ctrl L, let's save file, test, open, and there you go. So it's loading now. So let's see if we can edit this still. Brilliant. And let's see, actually let's just, oh that's a bit ugly. Yeah, anyway, I'm not going to get too into it because the tutorial will never finish. Control S, save files, and let's call this hamster. I don't know. Save that. It's okay. So we've got a bit of an issue here. I'm not sure why that's happening. I'm not going to spend too long on it. What I'm going to do is this is going to go. Let me just save it. Okay. Close this down. Load it back up. Control L. Save files. Hamster. Open. There you go. So I'm going to put this up on GitHub, the fixed version. And you might be thinking, oh God, you just told us how to do a broken way. I can't tell you right now why it keeps saying file exists. So I'll put in the working version up online, and you can go over that. I think it's something to do with that file dialog. This is the end of this series. This is really long. I didn't expect it to be 5. I don't know what I'm going to do for my next tutorial. I think I'm going to do something like you can control a player, but then if the player dies, you can actually see a ghost of the previous run. If you're interested in that, let me know in the comments. If not, if you've got a better or alternative idea, let me know in the comments as well. And a channel to check out is someone called Jin. Or I hope he's saying his name right, it's Jin. I'll put he does Godot tutorials as well. I'll put his links in my description. Yeah. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.